Okay.
And in the red corner.
All right, guys. So welcome back to Sunday nights on the Red Corner, baby.
Yeah, we're back. The big boys are back.
Big boys are back. We got our night back. So I put this on our socials, guys. We're going to talk some birds here. We make a rare exception for playoff games, and obviously it would just be completely tone deaf if we ignored that. But so from now on until the Phillies, until October, we'll say, or potentially November, we are going to be going back to our normal scheduled programming once a week, Sunday nights, usually 7 o'clock, right? So we are live tonight, 8 o'clock. So jump in the chat. We have 2 giveaways tonight, guys. We'll get to them later. But, boys, let's talk some birds. That was ugly. Bird season's over.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts kind of looks like Jalen Flacco a little bit. He has this huge Nike campaign, but when it's all said and done, I mean, he just got beat by Brock Purdy and a bunch of wide receivers. I didn't even know who they even were. I can't even tell you who the second receiver that the 49ers had. The tight end goes down, Kittle. I love to see it. I love to see it because I hate arrogant Eagles fans. I hate the tailgating scene down there. I hate the fist fighting. I hate all that stuff. I hope tailgating for Eagles games is banned in the next 10 years. I really am. They don't even have the right football, right? That's soccer, right? Right. We don't even have it right. So that's why I'm so excited for baseball, America's pastime, to be back on the main card. I don't even register basketball or hockey.
This guy's so full of shit, he just bet the 49ers.
Wrong.
So you're going full heel.
This is who we thought they were, right? Take one out of Dennis Green's book. They were who we thought they were. This is the team that they were playing as all year.
Yeah.
Where they couldn't get nothing going. Offense was pretty stale. And that's basically what we've seen today.
Yeah, but they were laying 6.5, like you referenced. They had a lead the majority of the game. They had a couple big turnovers in the red zone. And then again, they couldn't hold on. That's a bad look. And I don't know. They're probably going to have to do a little run it back remix themselves because that's not how you want to end a season. And they got some big decisions coming up.
So I'm not on Twitter right now, but I can imagine it's the Kevin Patullo, excuse me, combining the two coaches' first names. Is that what do you think? What do you think, Patullo's gone or what?
Yeah, but what does that change? Because then it goes back to Hurts has the excuse of he always has one coordinator for 1 year. Like
True.
We see that every year, all the time. And I think Hurts is a really good quarterback, but I think the talent around him matters a lot. And the talent this year has got a little bit older, or it wasn't as efficient as last year. A.J. Brown wasn't as good. Barkley wasn't as good. The offensive line wasn't as good. And, yeah, it could be a similar song as the Phillies.
Yeah, they should have got rid of A.J. Brown after last year. I was saying that at the Super Bowl. That should have been his last touchdown that was caught in an Eagles uniform because he shouldn't have been on the team.
Well,
he's
it's
a
hard.
Distraction. He's a diva receiver.
Years. He's a monster.
Yeah, he's a diva.
He's a monster. So he's a monster.
Scumbag.
He's a monster.
Yeah, so
Philly has a quarterback problem now and a head coach problem.
Speaking of quarterback problem, we got Ryan in the chat. Ryan, welcome back, brother. He's saying that he thinks the offensive line's the biggest problem. Yeah, I mean,
offensive line stinks.
Without Lane Johnson, things got ugly quick. Fred Johnson didn't fill the void at all. And he's asking, is Hurts a top 5 quarterback in the playoffs?
No, not even close.
The playoffs, he definitely is, right?
No, you can't say Hurts is top. There's quarterbacks who have over Hurts. There's a lot of quarterbacks who take over Hurts.
In the playoffs? Playoffs?
It depends how you're looking at it. You saw he just got outdueled by Brock Purdy. Right? And you sat there like I didn't – who looked better today? So I'm a big – what are you doing for me lately? He had the better weapons. He was home. They couldn't score, and they're going to get the scapegoat, right? They're going to be able to get rid of the offensive coordinator again, and which is fair. I'm fine. You can have a great year, one fall off year, and get right back on. That's kind of been the Eagles' thing. Every other year, they've been truly great. So we'll see what happens again next year. But yeah, that's been the trend with the Eagles. It's every other year.
Bones, would you get rid of Patullo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
But then you also got to address the Hurts problem. Like, he's arrogant too.
So what do you think Hurt's problem is? He doesn't like to.
You don't like to listen. If he don't like the way it's going, it's like his way or no way. He's a baby. He's a baby. He's an Alex Bohm. He's a big baby.
Well, the real problem is, and we've seen it before. We've seen it play out with Dalvin McNabb. A lot of these quarterbacks. Once you get paid, you don't want to run as much. You don't want it to happen. You want to secure your future paychecks. They say it openly. That was the Eagles' cheat code. Look at this year. It was the least efficient year for the tush push, I believe. Right, and we're scapegoating the offensive line, but there's other reasons there as well.
So that's a good point. And folks, if you are here, this is not an Eagles show, but we were doing a little bird talk here. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We don't usually talk Eagles, but we're making an exception here. So Slim, you actually, as usual, you're on point there because I was going to ask this question. What year is Hurts in his contract? Is he going into his fourth next year? Because that's a good question, right? Because from a selfish standpoint, if he's in year 4 or 5, the Birds got to be thinking, let's run this dude more, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's only like his third.
So you're saying next year will be his third?
Yeah.
Okay. Chad, if you want to confirm that for us, but that's the way I'm looking at that. Because you're right, he's a weapon when it comes to running. So why don't we run the guy more?
Right. That was the cheat code. We were playing an 8.5-yard game, and on top of that, it was look at that first Super Bowl, the one we lost first to Chiefs. And you know what? It happens to every quarterback. Every few that are dynamic like that, keep it up like that, and win like that. So Hurts has to every year. Hurts is great, and his next Nike campaign has to be about him making one of his weaknesses better. He has to become a precision passer if he wants to, really get that second contract and be a guy who gets compared to Mahomes and the greats like Tom Brady down the line. Because a lot of people were saying that was going to be coming.
No doubt. And before we transition to Phil's here, because we got a lot to get into on that front, I want to talk a little just general vibes of the Eagles fan base. Slim, you mentioned that kind of the way that the games are, tailgates, all that now. I believe truly that the fan base has lost a little bit of spunk. We're spoiled now, right? We're not underdogs. We're not hungry anymore. That's over, right? We're the top of the food chain as far as organizations go, right? We got best owner, best GM, one of the best coaches. Some people would argue with that. So I honestly thought from an Eagles playoff week standpoint, this was some of the least amount of buzz I've seen since I've been alive.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I'm a little bit more removed, not listening to it. It wasn't full blown. I didn't start watching the coverage until today. I thought Lane Johnson had a chance to play, and I thought early in the week. Once I heard he wasn't playing today, man, with his pedigree, with how the Eagles do when he doesn't play, I knew right away it was going to be a problematic game. And yet I don't know what the Eagles fans can do to reclaim themselves because when you're at the top of the food chain. You got to change. You got to act like you've been there before. And right now, the Eagles haven't shown that. We don't want to be like the new. We want to win as many Super Bowls as the New England Patriots, but we don't want to act like Boston fans.
What do you think about that, Bones?
Yeah, I agree, and I just don't think that they thought the team could win. There's a lot of fake Eagles fans out there, especially like season ticket holders.
No doubt.
They don't go to the games no more. They just wait until the NFC Championship game to go there, and they'll go to the game. I know a couple of them that sold their tickets for today's game because they didn't feel like going down there.
It's amateur hour down there. We've talked about this a lot. And by the way, we're always going to sarcastically bust on Eagles fan base. We're always going to do that. We're Eagles fans, right? Us three, we're Eagles fans. But it truly is amateur hour down there. The last 3 times I went there with my wife, I was embarrassed for the people around me. Truly.
Really? I haven't went down to a tailgate. Last time I went down was for the opening day when they were trying to limit the tailgate due to there being multiple events there and the traffic being bad. And then the DraftKings did their little bus, so I ran down for that. That wasn't bad. That was cool, but that was a Thursday night. Still kind of like the summertime. It was raining a little bit that night, if you recall. So wasn't too bad. But no, I know exactly what you mean. And then you got to add in the prices, five,
Yeah.
6, and then the people like you said, people trying to sell them. They're marking these prices up so much in the resale market, it's ridiculous. And then it's that whole content creator, our space being down there ruining games. It's fine when it's just the red corner out in right field, but it's not all right when it's a bunch of yous all across section 102 in the link.
Anything?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sorry, Bones.
they are. It's weird. Eagles fans are weird. I went to one Eagles game. I'll never go back. It absolutely sucked.
Yeah.
And it was a Sunday night football game. They played the Giants, and Victor Cruz blew out his knee.
Oh,
Damn.
Yeah,
I've had some blasts. I went up to MetLife.
I'll probably go to a concert again before I go to an Eagles game.
Oh wow!
Damn. Mark that down. That's a bold state. What are you going to go to? Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Yeah, I'll go somewhere.
Bones, clarify your concert stance for the people at home.
I went to one true concert, and it was the worst experience of my life.
Who'd
It
you
was
see?
100 degrees out. Bruce Springsteen, and I didn't know one song that he played. Apparently, he started playing all the songs that everybody knows after I left.
Oh, you left in the middle too.
Oh yeah, I didn't stay the whole time. It was awful. It was 10 o'clock at night. It was 100 degrees out.
We got Bonzi in the chat, one of our favorites. The Phillies sign Bichette tomorrow. We all forget about the Eagles. Hey, hell of a segue there, Bonzi. So it is now officially, we were joking, so the Phillies, we're the captain now. Move over, Eagles. Let's I got my countdown here, so let me pull this up, boys. It is officially for spring training. Hold on here. It is less than 50 days, and it's 73 days for opening day. So we're there. So less than 3 months. We're getting there, boys. So let's transition here. We got Ryan in the chat saying he's got to go to a Phillies game with the red corner. Ryan,
Yes, sir.
take a look at our socials, brother. We post which games we go to, and we usually hang out in Jetro. Come over, grab a couple of Love City Lagers. Love to hang out, brother. We have some good fun. Listen, we're not afraid to throw some back and have fun. We're just not going to go into – this is my thing. If a guy's sitting there with his wife, right, and he's not bothering anybody, and he's an opposing fan, and you got 6 of your buddies with him, leave the guy alone, right? If he's not bothering anybody, that's the stuff that bothers me. I don't know. I guess we're just a little old school with that stuff.
Videos I saw today were Eagles fans fighting Eagles fans. It looks like the underage drinking return down there. I think the cops have a good point. They were out there a couple of weekends ago. You just got to be careful out there because you don't want nothing stupid to happen.
Yeah, we're not squares, but
right.
But also, anyway. So here's the deal, boys. The Phillies we got a super chat. Thank you, Ryan Thomas. There, appreciate the super chat, brother. Always appreciate those,
Yes,
man.
sir.
He's got a long question here. Let's put this super chat up here. I have a long question. We moving Trey to center if we get Bo? So probably not. Yeah, probably not. I'll let the boys opine there. Go ahead, Slim.
So here's my pitch. If I'm for Bichette, I'm saying I don't think we are. I think we actually use Turner as an example of what Bo can be on this team. We can plug Bo in at second base and say, Bud, if you play second base here for 5-7 years, it's clear you're the second baseman here. You're not being moved. We're here to finish a job, just like you were trying to finish a job in Toronto. You're right back in the playoffs for the next 5 to 7 years with a Trey Turner type. You guys can lead the top of the order or something looking like that. And when it's all said and done, if you do your job every day, and we know there's going to be ups and downs. And if you have passion, this is the place for you. But if there's going to be ups and downs, but if you stay here for 5 years and you show up and you work hard, his numbers will look like a guy like Chase Utley. If he's here for 5-7 years offensively, he can put up some huge numbers at second base offensively. So that's my pitch. I won't move Trey at all. I would keep both those guys where they're at. The bigger conversation maybe might be trade to the outfield, but right now I sell what we did with Trey to Bo.
Jump in there, Bones.
No, I don't think Trey's going to center field. I think they would have. If that was the case, I think this move would have been made earlier in the season. Like if they were going to move, or
That's
earlier
right.
in the offseason, if he was going to move position. Same thing with Harper or anybody. But no, I don't. I think he stays where he's at. I think he
Mhm.
played a better shortstop last year
He
than
did.
he did, and he's obviously something he's working at. They said that, and nah, keep him where he's at. Let the young guy do it.
Oh, but
Ru-
thank you for that. No, jump back in there, Slim.
I didn't even see the little clarifier at the end there. I got so excited for the super chat. Yeah, with center field, we got Crawford. They're gonna give Crawford a chance. They didn't. Hopefully, the reason they didn't bring up last year is because he wouldn't have gotten a chance every single day. I think this is the year. You start him, you give him every single day, and you see what it looks like.
Completely agree. I mean, especially with Trey improving. But let's just set the table further here. So, guys, a absolute hurricane hit Phillies Nation last week, right? Where all these different reports were basically putting the Phillies at the top of the race for Bo Bichette, right? So tomorrow, January 12th, Monday, the Phillies are meeting Bo Bichette via Zoom, and we're bringing in all the big dogs, right? So John Middleton, all the front office. This is the closing meeting, right? So to kind of bring you back into what the Phillies have done in the past, Middleton was there to close Harper. This past offseason, Middleton went over to Kyle Schwarber's house in Haddonfield, New Jersey, had lunch with him right after the season ended. He's a closer. So guys, let's shape this conversation here. The Phillies have been reported to almost certainly get this guy. How's Middleton going to close this one, Bones?
He better do it with a checkbook because apparently the Yankees are coming in now, and they turn their focus over to Kyle Tucker and Bo Bichette ever since they couldn't come to terms with Cody Bellinger. So teams are going to be throwing the money. There's got to be the right amount, and hopefully, if it's something close, it's something that Don Mattingly can swing, and it's just puts that over the limit.
Here, do we see, because we also saw a report this week that the Phillies don't deal with opt-outs, right? They don't give players opt-outs, right?
Right.
Which I agree with, right? You don't want them to do well and then try to get you for more money later. But with Bregman being signed for 5 years, 175, that's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
That's 30 million. I thought I was getting ahead of myself saying
35.
7 years, 35. That's a ton of money, right? I thought I was getting ahead of myself saying 30-ish million for Bichette for or 7 year for 270 million. I thought maybe that number would be closer to 210 million. But now I think, like you said, we're gonna have to probably go above 215 to get this done. Right? And do we get, my point is, can we go higher than 215? And then since we don't do the opt-outs, do we see the debut of some deferred money for Bichette from the Phillies?
So the biggest difference is obviously their age, right? So Bo is 27, Bregman is turning 32. So do we extend a length contract, to your point, Slim, right? Are we going to put another 7-8 year deal out there, right? And maybe Bichette's going to be like, all right, I want this to be maybe the last team I'm with. Probably not. He'll have another contract at the end of that, under that, right? If it's 8 years, but is he going to look at this as a situation where this is a long-term move for me? I'm okay getting 8 years and not doing another, 2-year deal that like a Bregman did, right?
Yeah, but you have to keep in mind what the Phillies have been a pretty good team, so if they continue to be pretty good, they're going to keep bringing in money. And then with all these new contracts coming in media-wise, they're going to have more money. So to your point, I say we go way over the top, and get it done. And just get it done.
Well, let's talk numbers here. Let's get the calculator. Get Bones. I'm going to do crunch some numbers as you're talking.
Yeah, I think I seen something like 80-something million comes off the books after this year from players. So maybe they'll have some money to play with. That's like all the guys that just came off of the arbitration hearing. Well, they settled at before arbitration. Nick Castellanos and stuff like that. All that money's coming off. It's like 80-something million.
And Adam, because I feel like what you have to go higher now because you got to let them go out. Like you said, the Yankees are right there. They're probably texting, calling them tonight. You got the Red Sox who just lost out on Bregman. The Red Sox had Devers gone, Bregman gone. So now they're desperate for something. If you don't do it right then and there, you're probably not going to do it at all.
Yeah, the Red Sox are in a little funk, and that started when they traded Mookie Betts away.
Right. It's true.
So, what team would you say is our biggest competition for him? Do you think we're the favorites?
I would say the Red Sox are the biggest competition for him. And I would say right now, we are not the favorites because I'm unsure we're going to pony up the money. And I think the timing of the Bregman deal is inopportune a little bit. But I think that changes whatever Dombrowski had in mind and Middleton had in mind last night changes. They have to have it higher now. It has to go up a little bit, that AAV.
I think the Phillies are the favorites. Right now, from what I'm seeing, they're the only team that is having a meeting with them.
Yeah, I mean, so the teams that I have teams on my list here. I have the Phillies, I have the Yankees, I have the Dodgers, Red Sox, and then of course in the odd event that he goes back to up in Toronto. So that's what I'm saying. Look, what's the pitch, right? So I was kind of going through the names, and I think the Dodgers. The story there is: do you want to join the modern day evil empire? Do you want to join the team that just beat you, right? So I feel like that helps us a little bit, just psychologically. So maybe I can kind of talk myself into we're ahead of the Dodgers. Now the other teams, the Yankees, they got a little bit of a log jam in there with Chisholm and all those names in the infield. Does that make sense? And then the Red Sox, they're the ones that scare me the most from all the reasons that you just said, Slim. They just lost out on Bregman, and they lost on Bregman by not a lot of money. So their organization is pissed off right now that they didn't win that.
Right. And really, who would you rather have, Bichette or Bregman? I kind of think Bichette's a better long-term player. I think he deserves a little bit more money than whatever Bregman got. So maybe Boston, almost as a screw you to Bregman, shows a little bit of the cash.
But that's one thing that the Bichette can maybe, or the Red Sox, maybe it's against them. Like, why didn't Bregman take the deal with the Red Sox? If it was for $10 million, I mean, they gave him basically his own set of keys last year when they told Devers he's not playing third. Like, this is going to be Bregman's spot after he signed with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just maybe it's a crumbling organization right now, and Bo Bichette doesn't want to get into it.
What I really think it is, because you saw last year with the Cubs owner came out and said, we're breaking even. They're being bitch at about the luxury tax and not spending. Now the Cubs, what do? They go out and they get one of the biggest names. They get a World Series champion guy, and they spend top dollar. The Cubs, I think, are like $1 million or maybe like $1 million. They're right at the highest, I think, tax hold threshold now. The Phillies, after seeing that deal, what I'm not saying I think Boston has a stronger pitch or the Dodgers have a stronger pitch. I think we have the clearest pitch, meaning you can play second base here for 6 years, be in the playoffs for so many years. There's going to be ups and downs, but you're going to have your moments. And as long as you work hard, you're going to be beloved here, dude. All right? And it's not about you. It's about winning championships here. I think that's the pitch. And you're going to see how great it looks at the end of it, right? But with that being said, Bregman just got paid a lot of money. Our meeting's tomorrow, so we better go in there with a checkbook and be willing to pay a lot of money. If not, I'm going to come on here next week and call them cheap.
Yeah. So here's my pitch. If I'm Middleton, I'm sitting in the room. This is what I'm saying. All right. So number one, you're joining a team that has won the division back-to-back years. You're joining a team that has increased their win total every year over the past 5 years. You're joining a team that's in the top 5 of the payroll, right, of the entire big leagues. You're joining a team that was a couple years removed from the World Series, a couple years from winning 2 pennants, right? Well, not 2 pennants, but you know what I mean. You're joining damn near. You're joining a team that gives you an opportunity to, like you said, Slim, there's 2 positions open in the infield where we can move you around a little bit. But we'll see what works best for you. And then you can grow into whatever that next position is. And then also, you're joining a team that has one of the best pitching staffs in baseball and has a couple really exciting prospects that are coming up behind you. So I think we got a nice pitch, man.
I think the number one pitch would be, we're the best team that can out there to beat the team that just beat you in the World Series. There's no other team that can, like,
Yeah.
the Phillies basically dominated the Dodgers hitting, right? Their pitching staff, like you said, they have a great pitching staff. If you come in, you could change. Your offense could be that piece that we needed.
Yeah.
And you can come and be that piece that we need, or you've seen it before. Dombrowski, we're willing to go out and get more pieces. So we're not going to be a team that plays dead when we have a chance to win.
Yeah. And Ryan in the chat saying best pitching in baseball. Look, man, I mean, the argument can be made. I would say that the starting rotation depth's a little iffy right now. But if the stars align, our top 5 guys, it's pretty scary if they're all healthy. That's all I'll say. Obviously, the Dodgers are always out there.
And full disclosure, I'm expecting Wheeler to come back and be fantastic this year. I'm on the note for that. My concern for Wheeler is not as high as everyone else.
Well, I'm going to give you a little get Bones. I'm going to give Slim some kudos after that.
I was going to say he's already thrown at 75 feet or something. I read.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
So Slim, you've been saying for months that you're really bullish on his coming back. I believe it was Gelb, one of the Phillies beat guys, did a piece on basically saying that things are looking really good for Wheeler.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
So you were ahead of the curve on that one.
Let's go.
Let's do a couple other quick Bichette conversation. Now, let's just shift it to, let's assume we get the deal done, right? So the Phillies, tomorrow Middleton murders the meeting. We close the deal. Sometime next week, we get that, we see that Jeff Passan tweet that the Phillies sign him. Now, what do we think? We've already talked about this, but let's go into this a little bit more because we also didn't talk any of the Aiden Miller implications. So what are we thinking? Do we think he plays second, or are we thinking he plays third? Let's beat this to death. Start with this, Bones.
I think he's going to play second base.
Okay.
And I don't know. Been thinking about it. And I think Bohm stays.
So Bohm goes to first?
No, Bohm goes to third.
So you think Stott gets traded? Or
Yeah.
Stott's... Okay.
I think Stott's going to get traded.
Okay.
As this happens. Just because he's a more movable piece. Who's going to want Bohm? Who wants a 10 to 15 homer guy playing third base for him?
Making $10.5 million too.
Yeah.
Right? No, that's a really good point.
But as we've seen, with where they settled on the arbitration, the Phillies were trying to get a lower number to try to move him.
Right.
So that's another reason why I can see him staying, because nobody wants, like you said, with that amount of money. And Stott's getting paid $5.7 million, I think they settled on.
I think that's right.
That's not, and here's the other thing though. You got to realize with Stott, because I want to move Stott. I was here last week. I'm trying to move Stott. I think we keep Bohm because all the points you say, he seems like he's hard to move. There's not a lot of who wants him. But at the end of the day, too, he's still a pro hitter for us. We beat that before to death. The bigger point I want to say is Stott accepted, right? They didn't go, they avoided arbitration. So when that happens to me, that's always a red flag saying that, A, the player doesn't think the market's out there for himself, really. Like, he probably thought he was going to lose it if he's just rolling over dead. And then the second point is he's boys with Bryce Harper. So I think the idea of Stott being an ultra utility player, maybe a Kiki Hernandez type, is interesting.
I think both of your points is a smart one, right? So full disclosure, the general consensus on the inside baseball on this is that the Phillies, if they sign Bichette, they're most people are getting indications that they're not going to go after Realmuto at that point, right? And then they're more likely than not going to try to move on from Bohm because of the contract and because we've been trying to trade that guy for years now, right? So, but to your point, it's a harder person to trade, right? You're getting 1 year, you're getting a higher contract, and you're getting a not a lot of power at a corner infield position. So let me just summarize this, and then we'll move on to the Bohm scenario. So you're saying you want Bohm slid over to Stott slid over to third, Bichette at second, Turner short, and obviously Harper first. That ain't bad.
No, I don't want Stott at third base at all.
Excuse me. Boom.
Boom, yeah. And it really, and hopefully, the longer we wait, maybe Realmuto just comes home, on $13 million, $14 million. Or maybe front load him for a year. Give him $18 million for 1 year or something along those lines.
Hey, Ryan, thank you for those super chats, brother. Thanks for hanging out tonight. We'll be here every Sunday, Sunday live at 7:00, man. So we'll be here until October, hopefully November, and you'll see all different types of content we put out, man. Tell a friend, and we appreciate you hanging tonight, man.
Yes, sir. See you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, so, all right, so I want to just kind of explore the trading Bohm scenario. So let's just say that the chalk talk comes true. We trade Bohm for whoever, right? Minor league reliever, whatever it is, right? And now we got a scenario where we got to pick between if we want Bichette or Stott at what position. So we got one of the best defensive second basemen in the league in Stott right now. Do we want to then make two positions potentially shaky, or do we want to keep one strong and that's where I'm at. Where are you at on that, Bones? Sounds like you're the opposite, right?
I would move Stott just because he's a better. I think he would be able to handle the move change.
Yep.
But it would be tough because of, like, with his bat. I don't want it if he does struggle to affect his bat again, And we've seen him struggle the last couple of years with that, and he kind of found something last year, I guess.
Yeah.
In the second half, and then you would be going through that again. So.
Yeah, we're waiting to see how much of that second half holds up, right? I have major concerns still. A lot of people says it was a hand thing. He moved his hands up like Schwarber does. His hands have been faster now. Hopefully that continues. That's waiting to be seen. You guys said it's real issues. You guys are complaining about Bohn's power numbers and offense potentially at third base. Stott's much, much worse. Going back to Bohm, if we trade him, a lot of people are hoping that we can get maybe a run at a Realmuto replacement, whether it be Hunter Davis over with Pittsburgh, someone who came up with the O's as a highly scouted player and just hasn't came to fruition. Maybe he needs a change of scenery. The other one people mention is Jeffries over in Minnesota. So would you do a Bohm for Jeffrey straight up? I'm still not totally there because here's the thing. Having that flexibility to me means less than having Bohm's bat in October. I'd rather just keep Bohm's bat and have Stott play, like I said, this ultra utility spot. He's still going to get plenty of time with injuries, this, and that. Things happen. So it's going to be valuable to hold on to Stott and Bohm, in my view, especially if you lose Realmuto.
Yeah, I think the calculus on the Bohm thing is simple. Not simple. It's complicated, but this is where my mind goes. Why would you trade a guy when you're not really going to get a lot for him when we kind of need him right now, right? Like, that's the situation.
it makes sense if we weren't a contender. If we were supposed to come in like fourth, third place this year, or we
Right.
were a young team coming up, yeah, trade Bohm for whatever. But since we're a contender, we just got to hold on to it and see what it looks like. And again, you're going to get more value potentially trade wise anyway in the middle of the season. It might be a big package in the middle of the year where Bohm's contract and optionality might be more attractive later on too.
Right. All right, so let's go to the final layer here. So again, stay with us, boys. So this is the scenario, right, where we just signed Bichette. Now we traded Bohm, like people are saying is going to happen. So now we got Bichette at, we're going to say, second. We got Stott at third. Aiden Miller. Now in this scenario, we got Stott for 2 more years. How do you think the organization, and by the organization, I want to hear what you guys think, how do we manage that? Because I think most people right now in the Phillies organization think that Aiden Miller is going to be 1.2 times the player that Stott has ever been, right? So we got to find a spot for him. What's that spot? How we do it?
It all depends on how he's doing down in the minors.
Sure.
And if he's doing well and Stott's not doing well, I think it's an easy move.
Okay, so that's the realistic scenario, right? That's the easy peasy. Stott's struggling, he's killing it. Put him in there. I'm kind of more so saying like the planning for the future. Let's assume Stott's producing, but regardless of that, we need to have it. We need to get him in there. We can't have a Jim Thome, Ryan Howard scenario here.
Trade Stott for bullpen help.
Again, Stott is his best ability is he's fairly healthy and he's extremely athletic and versatile. Why can't he go out and play left field here and there?
There you go.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Instead of putting Miller in the outfield, I think Stott could potentially, like I said, becomes this super utility guy. We tried it with Sosa, it didn't work. You can't tell me Stott can't. Stott doesn't lend himself better to left field than Sosa would. You know, especially if he starts practicing it and stuff. But again, I think that's a problem. It could probably happen pretty fast, man. Be frank with you, I think it could happen pretty fast.
And I'll tell you, that's the way the league's going, too. So all the different podcasts and reading I do, the player development process now is getting players for, I don't want to use the word positionless baseball like they do with basketball, but it's like, hey, how do we get you to help our organization, right? Mm-hmm. So Aiden Miller, you're not a shortstop right now for the Phillies because we have Trey Turner. How can we get you to help us? So to your point, Slim, if we got to get Stott in left field, why the hell couldn't he do that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And here's the other thing. He's extremely high IQ from playing short and second.
Yeah.
So you're talking about fundamentals. This dude, man, he should be awesome out there.
Right. So the answer that you guys agree on is just, hey, a combination of some of these infielders, transition them to the outfield so we can get Miller up there to play infield in the future.
Yeah, if Schwarber could play outfield a few times a year, why can't Stott?
Yeah, you rest your case. Like, that's really all you got to say.
But we still have
Kyle?
that. We still have that elephant in the room. Well, you know what? I'm fine with. People would love to see Schwarber on the field. You talk about first base before. Do you guys really think I look like Kyle Schwarber?
Yeah.
Well, he said that before the pod. Your outfit right now, I guess. So
well, the commitment is every episode we got to be rocking red corner gear. So we're 3 for 3 today. We all got some gear on.
Yeah, let's go.
Right. So that's one thing for 2026. The rock more of our stuff.
Dude,
if it makes me look like Kyle Schwarber, then it makes me look like Kyle Schwarber.
There's worse things than looking like a $150 million man, right? There's things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every time I think of Kyle Schwarber in the effort, I think of that picture of him falling over in his ass.
Oh my god,
that was the best, dude.
Looks like Chris and CYO.
Yup.
Oh, but dark horse conversation is Trey Turner defensively the 4th best shortstop on the team after the Bichette signing?
He's better than Bichette. Bichette stinks on defense.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was just adding him because the Sosa and Stott conversation was real at least a year and a half ago.
Dude, I was looking at the difference of like their athleticism. where like Bichette's like one of the slowest people in the league,
My
and
God.
Turner's like the fastest person in the league. So it's so funny
Right.
to see that contrast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, but can Bichette play left field?
Dude, he doesn't have a particularly strong arm either. So I mean that doesn't grade well for
Yeah, it's not good.
You know, it's what are you gonna do? But all right, so it's exciting stuff, guys. What do you think that deal looks like, man? I mean, for some reason I'm thinking like 27, 28 million for like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, I think that 210 number, a little over 210 for 7 years.
So that's 30 million.
Yeah.
You're saying 30 million. Damn,
Yeah.
man.
Because they got money coming in. They all know that.
But why wouldn't Bichette's representation be looking at that Bregman deal, right?
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Right. Imagine I was going to have a meeting with you, right?
Yeah.
And then you saw,
Bones
I don't
make
know.
that deal.
I not Bones because he's on the same team.
Oh,
But
right.
you saw Todd Zalecki or Ruben Amaro got signed to the Phillies show for a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. And no one pays higher than the red corner out there.
No
folks.
one.
So don't let anyone fool you. Anything else on this? I mean, I'm going to be glued to my phone tomorrow more than I usually am, waiting for these updates.
I'm gonna have to text my guy, see when Bo's coming in.
Well, it's a Zoom meeting apparently.
Ah,
Yeah.
I was told it was a done deal a few days ago. I was told it was a done deal. We know we're in the city. These people are human. They go out downtown. You know, there's places they go out in Jersey, over in South Jersey, over Cherry Hill, Collinswood. These people are out and about doing things. You know, there's been whispers through the grapevines. Last week, I'm telling you, I heard it was a done deal. I didn't have the figures, and maybe I think that's the only thing keeping it away is going to be Middleton's willingness to open up the purse.
So we should have like this. We got to look into like a graphic or something. Like anytime we're doing like an open speculation or like a Twitter rumor, like we just have that flashing, right? Because here's another thing I want to address. Two quick things about that. Number one, look at the top of the screen. Our thumbnail. Go get Bichette. Go get Bichette is an absolute layup saying. That's no one made that up, right? I hear people saying on Twitter, you didn't make it up. Something like that's open source, public domain, common sense layup. So I don't want to hear the go get Bichette is like, oh, I was the first to say that.
I didn't see that. That's hilarious.
Like, if it's super creative, I'll give you some kudos. And by the way, if we were the ones to first say it, then
a little different.
It's a little different. But something like go get Bichette, I don't want to hear that. That's the first thing. However, we were the first to notice the whole second meeting discrepancy, right? Did you notice that?
Yes.
Yeah. We were first to the battlefield on that one. John Morosi of MLB Network, he reported in his little interview there that this is the second meeting. I heard that firing off like, whoa, that's the first we've heard second meeting. And then all the other retweeters were retweeting.
Yeah, the old in-person meeting.
Yes. Just wanted to get that off my chest. But yeah, I mean, hey, maybe this is a situation where it's truly the second meeting, and maybe this is going to be the closed meeting, and maybe it is actually completely done.
And what happens though is they get taxed for every single dollar if they go past the highest threshold.
Well,
So-
1.1 times they're going to be like doubling his salary right now.
Yeah, so I mean that's a big gulp to take after. That's why I don't have them as the favorites, man. I don't think we're the hungriest dogs, even though I think we got the best pitch.
That's apropos in the day the Eagles lose for the year. The hungry dogs run faster.
Yeah, it
Is that Jason Kelsey, right? Hungry
Yeah.
dogs run faster.
It's the truth. It is the truth. Hungry and broken right now. The Phillies might just be broke.
Yes. Are we Bichetted out? We transition.
Yeah, if you transition, I'm excited. One little thing I noticed that I was looking in this week is, and I'll retweet it and give kudos to the guy who did the Andrew Painter stuff breakdown. But Andrew Painter,
Yeah.
long story short, he got a lot of knock for getting up a lot of home runs. His ERA bubbled to over 5, but his fastball is as fast as it was in 2022. It was 96.7. It's back to 96.6. In 2022, he did that in about like 35 something innings. He was pretty consistent. 96.6 fastball, 118 innings pitch. And as always, like we said, he's a pitcher's pitcher. He has a ton of pitches. He added a cutter to his arsenal, so he should still be pretty good. My Andrew Painter outlook is still, I'm still buying. And if he can get in up this year, I think he's going to look awesome. I think it's going to be a little bit different than the way we were framing it before, to where I said he's going to be fastball dominant. I think he's going to learn how to use those other pitches first and then come up.
And as you were talking, thank you for calling that out, because that was a nice little breakdown. That guy's name is Nate Roper on Twitter. He does a little MLB analysis, pitching breakdowns. Yeah, that was a really nice thread. So shout out to that guy.
Yeah, check that out. I did my best little version of summarizing that, I feel like, but there's a lot in there. A lot of good stuff.
No, you did a great job summarizing it. So let me just transition here. So let's just say the dust settles here. We don't get Bichette, right? So now the way I'm viewing this is, well, this is awkward, right? Because now we're going back to Realmuto. We're going back to Bohm. How much longer can we handle all this? Like, I know they're professionals, boys, but it's getting awkward when we're some of these tensions that are building up with the guys.
The Realmuto one's real too. Like,
yeah,
at the end of the day, someone's going to have to put their ego aside, and it's not going to be the Phillies and the owners. You know, it's not going to be the guys with the money. If we don't get Bichette, I think another name we could look at, and this is a name I pulled off Twitter, at Joseph Camissa, he's an awesome follow as well, is with the Cubs. They just signed Bregman. They're right at that luxury tax, and they don't want to go over it. So they're going to probably lose their third baseman, Nick Horner, if I'm correct, right? So that might be
Nico Horner. So
Nico Horner. So that might be an option for us to check out. Doesn't he play third base?
He's an infielder.
I thought he played third base. Maybe if he plays both, going back to what we said before, that's even better.
Yeah, so the Cubs have a little bit. The rumors, their second and third baseman, Nico Horner Nico Horner is someone that I got my eye on. Honestly,
he's good.
Yeah,
he shortstop, middle infielder.
Yeah, middle infielder, and then the third baseman as well. But yeah, so because they have to move somebody, or they just do like a platoon type situation. So that's a good call out. So the JT thing. I mean, so if we lose out on Bichette, we still gotta go after JT at that point, then, right?
I think he's done. I don't think he's coming back. I think that expired, and that's why they moved on from that. I don't think he can go. Like, since they moved on, I don't think they can go back to that well.
Yeah, I mean, so the real cynical outlook is all of this potentially a posturing move at JT, right? Meaning what? The Bichette negotiations. Like, hey, buddy, we're not going to be sitting around waiting for you anymore. We got to make a move. You're holding us and bleeding us dry for the last dollar. We got to make a move.
Yeah, I think the Bichette rumors have to be pretty serious, because the Phillies want their names tied with throwing too much smoke, especially for just a player of Realmuto's caliber. I know he's a big piece for us right now, but he's not like a landmark signing if we do or don't get it done. So I don't think you would use Bichette to be a decoy per se.
Yeah, but a lot really does have to happen for this Bichette stuff. Like that, like a lot of this is us being fanboys. Let's be real.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. That's what I'm saying. I don't think. And here's the other thing: after we sign him, we're going to have issues. We won't have that $80 million in the future,
right?
So we're probably better holding tied a little bit, having that influx of talent come up, because now we got easier avenues for guys like Miller. Right, he has a clear path up. Once Bohm is gone, you can use Stott as a Yeah, I don't know. I just think the Bichette thing. I mean, if we get him, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
Oh yeah,
When you do sit back and think about it, there is some problems.
there
Because
is.
three things: he's great on offense, right? The second thing, he's not great on defense. He's not. He's going to hold up a position, but that's what you tell him. We're like, hey, we'll let you be second base forever, blah blah blah, until whatever you transition later on. And then the third thing is the money, and the money right now is going up, 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 and the Phillies aren't going to go any further and be paying, like you said, double the amount. So, are we truly the favorites? I say no, despite the best pitch.
You know what I really do like about Bichette, though? One, he's got pop, right? He's got some pop. Two,
Yeah.
he's not reliant on that athleticism, which makes you think he can age well in the game, right? Like he's that type of guy where he's just like a baseball player,
Yeah.
right? So like if he's 27 or 37, he's still a baseball player. So like I
Right.
love that aspect of him.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
And yeah, like he can't play right field. Like, I mean, get him some packets like the Castellanos, go play some right field.
Yeah, I'm looking here. Bichette, he's averaged over his 162 game average. It's like he's almost at 25 homers a year. I mean, like that's pretty damn
More
good,
than
man.
Bohm.
Because
Yeah.
they're the worst defender right now, or one of them anyway, athleticism wise, has to be the aging old Jose Altuve, and they try to hide him in right field this year. So it's not like unthinkable.
Right. Like if you got a guy under contract and you need to get him some at bats and you're paying him, I'm sure I think Altuve's making what, like 30, 35 million a year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, so chat, if you have any questions, shout them out now because we have a little question here. So this is from Franny D in the chat. Slim, congratulations on your marriage. So we got a nice little late.
No, thank you, thank you, thank you.
So shout out to that. And also Bones, congratulations. He doubled Slim here. He meant to say Bones. Bones, congratulations on the Downtowners championship. So there you go.
And Devo, you're his grain man.
Yes, that's right.
Forgot that part.
He got that one.
Thank you,
right.
Mr. Doc.
Yes. We appreciate that. Anything else, chat? Shout some questions out. Anything else you boys want to get off your chest?
Let me see the Realmuto. I hate the idea of signing Bichette and then not having Bohm at third base and not having Realmuto. That makes things that doesn't sound too great for me just for this year. I don't like the idea. It seems like this is what's going to happen if that does happen.
It's a good point.
Yeah, I just don't love it for this year.
Yeah, are we better, right? Like, are we a better baseball team with Bichette minus Realmuto and Bohm? Obviously, the question then is who's the replacements at third and catcher, right? Excuse me, catcher, just catcher in that scenario.
And now I wouldn't be afraid to maybe give Realmuto what was he making? $24 million a year in his last contract, whatever it was. But if you give him 18 to 20 million for 1 year, and then this year you just draft catchers. You draft every round, you draft the catcher.
Well, it's going to be funny. All the people are going to be sniping at the Taid stat line. If Taid's ripping it up, people are going to be calling that up.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, we got our guy at the back end. Hopefully, he has a great year.
100%.
No, but to your question, Dev, I think if they sign Bichette, obviously, I think they're better offensively, but overall, not a better team because JT is such a leader,
Right.
behind the plate and handles the pitching staff. But at some point, the offense is the one that's been hurting them the last couple of years in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they got to take that step, and then maybe if it does take the other steps back a little bit, but in the grand scheme of things, offense is what's been hurting them, and they went out and upgraded that.
And here's a question: We talked about Bregman and the infield batting market or whatever getting kind of hot, and his contract being kind of high for the market, and maybe that make allow Bichette to make more money. The
Mhm.
other market that's been cold is the pitching market, and we saw reports if it stays cold, and then we lose out on some other options, Remuto, Bichette, all these other guys. When does the window open up? Because I don't think it's open now. But when does the window open up for a potential Ranger Suarez return? Because who's going to sign him? I've seen the O's. I've seen the Mets.
If we sign Bichette, there is a 0% chance we sign Ranger.
0%
Zero.
chance. But we're throwing around big numbers for Bichette. We're throwing around big numbers.
No. I hear you. It's a really good question. So I think, and I want to hear what Bones thinks on this. If we don't sign Bichette, right? Because all this comes down to is how do we win more games, right? So then we have to then shift our focus. All right, well, how do we make our pitching better then? So if we don't sign Bichette, yeah, maybe do we get Ranger on one of those big 1-year monster deals, 35, 36 million a year, right? Something like that. What do you think, Bones? I just threw a number out there.
Yeah.
I just threw a number out there.
I was gonna say that's a lot of money. Jesus Christ. I don't know. Just because my thing, I was always against giving Ranger lengthy deal and money, but I get if you're saying like a 1-year deal, but who's to say he doesn't just go 100 innings again and something happens to him? That's my biggest fear with him is his injury, is his health.
Right.
It's been hobbling at him for the last 4.
He's always returned, though, and pitched in the postseason and pitched kind of well with those injuries, is what I would say. And I want to, before we talked about 1 year, but what about 3 years? Because now we can actually see, or even 4 years, because now we can actually see the next 2 years look really, really good pitching-wise with Wheeler for 2 more years, Sanchez, Suarez. Yeah, we got the bad Nola contract. Let's see what can happen with that. Maybe we can ship him out to California or something. And then we got Andrew Painter coming up. That sounds pretty good to me. And that is honestly a real conversation I think they got to have in the war room. Bichette versus 7 years Bichette or 3 to 4 years, or let's say 4 years Ranger. It's a tough conversation, but I think pitching's more valuable, especially where we're at.
It's a tough conversation, but so listen to this. So as you guys were talking, I was just writing down some stuff here. So if we were to sign Bichette to a multi-year deal, let's say a 5, 6, 7-year deal, right? In that scenario, the Phillies would have their 1 through 4 hitters locked up for the next 5 years, which is very similar to what we had in our last run, right? We always had that consistency in the 1 through 4s, more or less, right? Obviously, we had some moving around with Worth and Burrell, which everyone got moved around a little bit, Victorino, but more or less, you knew who our guys were, right? So for the next 5 years, we would have those. We would have Harper, Turner, Schwarber, and Bichette all locked up for 5 years. That ain't bad.
No, but the difference is back then when the Phillies started that run 07, they were just hitting their prime. These guys are kind of on their way out.
Very good counter
of their prime. And like we seen just what we seen this year with the Eagles. Like at some point, Father Time's going to step in. We don't know when.
Yeah.
And it's going to just come back to bite them. And it's going to be, the reality is it's probably going to happen to all of them at the same time because they're all about the same age.
Right.
And they all, at least Turner and Harper, have that injury history. Not so much Schwarber, but Turner and Harper have a constant injury history. So they're a little older than what they age suggests, and Harper's been around longer than them all.
Yeah. Harper's the longest tenured. I think he's got 14 years in the league.
But to your point, we don't have a bat coming up. I mean, Miller's supposed to be good at all, but you want to say he's a solidified bat and then put it in the middle of the lineup. So there's no bat really coming up that has that. We don't
Right.
have anything coming up that would take the place of what Bichette does. But again, when you look at the numbers, you want 7 years, 210 for Bichette, or 4 years, 100 million for Ranger. I'd rather get the pitcher.
No, I'd rather get Bichette in that scenario, personally. I generally would agree with you, but the pitcher is Ranger, who I don't feel
Who
great
has the
about.
best ERA in like postseason history?
I know, and he's
Who-
probably my
who would
favorite, one of my favorite players ever. By the way, there was a little bit of finish your thought because I want to ask a question about that.
No, and talk about flexibility. This guy will do it all. 4 years, you're double downing on his strength. You're making the pitching staff what we just was that you said the 4 hitters for the last 5 years, but the pitching has been the best the last couple years. We keep that. We add to it with Painter later on, and then we try to mix and match this whole maybe next off season. Get a bat that actually is more flexible than Bichette.
Right. So there was some reporting online that Framber Valdez and or Ranger Suarez, or almost certainly, I'm saying almost certainly, that wasn't the exact terminology. I'm using that again, but they're going to the Mets, right? One of those two. That's what people are saying right now, right? So if Ranger goes to the Mets, is that one of the toughest pills to swallow as far as Phil's?
Ah, man. Oh, man. Ah, man. Ah.
Immediate enemy.
It would be. I mean, it would be fun. It would be.
I love
really,
that
really,
about you, Bones. I love that about you.
It would be really, 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 really fun. Really, really fun.
I don't know if I would bounce back from that.
Really?
Like ever. Like even after his days like retired.
Well, he's represented by Scott Boras, and we know Boras is going to try to stick it to the Phillies somehow. And who better to stick it to the Phillies because of the Bryce Harper situation? Harper low-key wants more money. I think we all got to know that, right? So if he goes to the Mets, Stephen Cohen can go over the top big time and rub it in the Phillies organization face and sign Ranger Suarez. That would kind of suck.
Right. Because I really feel like Ranger is, when you're saying the most loved players, I almost feel like it's usually like a unique tier. Like, although Ranger is a very good pitcher, right? He's not a superstar in the same vein as like a Schwarber, Harper, Turner, right?
Huge type.
There you go. You stole my thunder. He's a Chooch type. That's exactly. I think him and
Nah,
Chooch
you guys are underselling him. The confidence I would have with Rangers starting in a playoff game and going 5 innings is about a 9, which is rare to have.
You're right. He was a better player than Chooch was.
It's not even close. He's way better. He's
No,
Like
but he's
you're
like
true.
he's not the superstar of the team.
Right.
He's a guy that like just sits back and controls the team.
Yeah, Hunt and Jacob in the chat saying, I hope we get Bo. We need him. Maybe they can extend the years. Jacob, what are you thinking, brother? How many years would you go out to? Yes, Slim, you're right. He's a better player. He's one of the. I mean, I have to look at the numbers in front of me. He's a top 15 left-handed pitcher in baseball. Right?
He's really good. He's really good.
Top 15 left-handed pitcher in baseball, I would say.
And to go straight to that question, it's hard to extend the years because the players know the money's coming in. So the money they're going to take in that 5th, 6th, 7th year, dollar-wise, ain't going to be as big as it now. So I think what you might see is if you do see those long years, you're going to see a higher AAV in the early set.
Right, and obviously the deferral, and Jacob's asking a question here, could the Phillies work out some kind of defer day? Yeah, I mean, the deferrals obviously in the beginning would work out with us because right now we're waiting for the Taiwan, Castellanos, Bohm, et cetera to bleed out. So that does, from a cash standpoint, that goes well for us. And by the way, boys, we're going a little bit long tonight. It's our first Sunday night. You guys all right with that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know. I know you got lives over there. So Jacob's saying he would go out to 8 years. I mean, that's a lot. 8's a lot, man.
And we see right now, I referenced it with Bryce Harper, there's no opt-out. Phillies don't offer opt-outs. So they're not going to give Bichette to go 8 years. He's not going to have any control of his situation. If, let's say we get to the postseason in a couple of years and he's choked or he's on the bench or whatever, something doesn't work out, it's going to be hard to really, really move him And the Phillies, as a team, as an organization, I don't think are going to give. They do a really good job of being a great organization that players kind of want to come to, but without giving the players any real power.
Right. No, that's true. That's a good way of saying it, honestly. That really is.
And Bichette's not going to be the guy to give the power to.
No.
He's right. Talk about tiers of players, not the guy.
Right. And Jacob's saying he's to try to keep Boston from going after him. Yeah, you got to extend out because Boston doesn't want to go that long. They're known for that. I mean, Boston. Want to talk a little Red Sox for a second here? They're going nuts online right now. Right, the whole after the Bregman. I honestly think they're better off, and they got a lot of really young, exciting guys there. So I think they're going to be fine. They won 89 games last year.
He had a nice bounce back year after having a down year in Houston, though. So I was at 100% out on Bregman, kind of. Yeah, I think it's hilarious because I do think it's funny seeing Devers gone, Bregman gone. I do not like the Red Sox, so I do think it's funny to see the other Northeast teams scrapping.
Shocker, the Kyle Schwarber impersonator doesn't like Boston after they got rid of him.
Now they lost their lure, Boston, a little bit. They lost their lure a little bit. Them and the Yankees, and let's keep it up because, like I said, the 21st century belongs to the Phillies and right now the Dodgers.
That's who I think is the Phillies' biggest competitor for Bichette is the Yankees. Because one, they need it, and apparently they're going after him, like we said, and they don't want to lose out to Boston either. They'll do anything to stop that.
And to answer
from
the
happening.
question,
Yeah.
to answer the Red Riders question, when you get Bichette in that meeting tomorrow, how do you not let him walk out? You say, here, you got a clear position here for the next 5, 6, 7 years, and I give him about $30 million a year. Because if not, if you don't sign him, if he walks out tomorrow, I don't think he's coming back.
Right. So you're saying you don't want him to have to get an offer from us and then go around to which,
right. This is what the Phillies gave me. This is what the Phillies gave me because then we look dumb.
Yeah. And Jose in the chat saying that losing money, he's hoping Middleton gets Bo, even if he got to throw half of his fortune on the line. Yeah, man, it's going to be a lot. I mean, listen, we spend money. You can't complain about that. I know you're not, but it's ridiculous. Changing gears before I forget about this. Have you guys noticed that Harper's been a little bit more active? I don't have TikTok, but a lot of people circulate his replies. So he's been replying on TikTok a lot lately. He's a free agent. He's been a free agent in sponsorship. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
That's I'll tell you what. He has a home here. He can link up with us.
I know.
We got sick quarter zips. We got sick hats. We're all about health, dieting, reading, family fun brand that's right on par with Bryce Harper.
What percent odds, Bones, I'll start with you. Do you think Harper has ever seen the Slim Chef impersonation videos?
Higher than you think.
Yeah.
Yeah. He probably laughed at it and said, wow, that's why he did the next one.
Yeah.
He wanted to see if Slim would continue.
Well, we know there's going to be more coming in the offseason.
Oh, yeah.
And I guarantee he sees the next one.
Oh.
100% chance he sees the next one.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
So I'm going to go 27% chance he's seen.
Slim's getting biologically engineered in the next one.
That's funny. So Jacob saying, who would you guys rather have, JT or Bo? For me, Bo, and adding Carantini. I like Carantini's offense. So you're. I guess I would take this question as Bo and Carantini or JT, right? Which I think is kind of a slam dunk. What do you guys think?
Yeah, you'd rather have Bo and Carantini, but I am worried about that hole without Realmuto there. In an ideal world, you hold out, you get Bichette tomorrow, you give him the money up front. Middleton says, you know what, I'm going to pay the double, triple luxury tax over the threshold here, and then we're going to bring back Realmuto for 1 year, $18 million.
Right. Guys, I'm seeing a lot of new names in the chat tonight. So do us a favor. Please hit that subscribe button. If you hit that like button, you know the deal. It helps.
Wouldn't it be beautiful? We could sign Bichette, 7 years, $210 million, so about $30 million a year. Get Realmuto for 1 year, 18 to 20 million. Give him what he wants, and then we can win the World Series, and then he can ride off onto the sunset. I'm a lot more comfortable having a random catcher now if we were to win a World Series. But if you get a brand new catcher, and now you're talking about that pitching staff again. We're losing Suarez, we're losing Realmuto, so it's a big hurt. And I think if I'm arguing for Realmuto, if I'm his negotiator, I'm mentioning all the things that don't come up on the back of the baseball card, like Bohm says. It's the discipline he has every day working with that staff and having them prepared. So that's where he's saying I'm worth the bigger bucks. Maybe who knows how much he wants, $36 million for 2 years or something, probably.
Where are you at on that, Bones? That question.
Which one is that?
The what Jacob just asked about the two scenarios.
I'm all in on both. Like I said earlier, I think the JT thing is, I think that ship has sailed and they focus elsewhere. Unless he comes back on a 1 year deal, and it's going to be like $14 million. But Bo's the guy.
That's interesting.
Go get Bo.
So I go get Bichette. I would still say there's a greater than 51% chance the Phillies sign Realmuto.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Absolutely. I think there's a better chance we sign Realmuto than Bichette.
Interesting.
So you don't have the Phillies as the favorite to sign Bichette?
Do I have the Phillies as the favorite?
If you think
being the favorite doesn't necessarily, we might be like the 36% odds. You know what I mean?
No, but if you think we're signing what's him at 51%, that means, and you said there's no way we're getting both, right? So
I would say right. So I would say it's a very unlikely we get both. I think it's more likely that we don't get Bichette. I think it's fine. I think we get outbid by either the Yankees or the Dodgers for Bichette. And I think we'll bring back Realmuto. It's not sexy, but I think that's probably the most realistic.
Yeah, this team looks that people are going to be. And that happens.
Yeah.
You kind of gaslit the fan base to be upset with the offseason. You know what I'm saying? Because you dangle a name out there. We were pitching this Run It Back remix, and then you dangle a big name. You're saying you're bringing them in. And to be frank, this ain't like bringing in Bryce Harper or like Manny Machado back in the day. This is you're coming in here, Bo, to help us finish a job. So if he comes in tomorrow, I'm staying pat. You got to give him the money, and the deal has to get done tomorrow. If he walks out tomorrow, I'm 100% with you. But if not, get Realmuto back in here. But if not, I don't know. We'll see what it looks like.
I just think we're ignoring the financial aspect of it. Like it's a lot. We're doubling that amount. It's I don't know.
So would you rather have Bichette? Would you rather have Bichette and Cantini or Realmuto and Suarez?
Let me digest that. Oh, that's a good question.
And here's the other, like you said,
you didn't give me terms though. You got to give me a term.
All right, so it's going to be Realmuto 2 years, $30 million. It's going to be Ranger 4 years, $115 million. I'm even going to go a little bit high on that.
Okay.
If not, you're going to have to get the 1 year of whatever Cantini is. So that's fine. But his production. And then you're going to have to do 7 years of Bichette. A dude where he should probably be a DH in like 4 years or now. A guy who had a hard time getting on the field for the Jays due to his defense. So.
Yeah. I would probably still go with Bowen Carantini there, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, just because we have, and actually Jacob in the chat just literally said what I was about to say. We have some, we have Painter coming up, right? We have some replacements. We got Luzardo. So, I mean, we have some names.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Because we haven't heard any movement on the re-sign Luzardo camp,
Yeah.
The people, we haven't, that was murmured. His name's got murmured a couple times early on, let's re-sign him before he gets into a contract year, yada, yada. And then you saw a quick blimp of, what would a market for him look like? And now you haven't heard any discussion about him. But that's a big conversation we're going to have. And I like Suarez more than I like Luzardo.
Okay. I mean, Luzardo's got his own injury and issues in the past, right? So
Very well detailed on the red
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah.
And another episode, but that conversation might be had soon.
He has more full seasons than Ranger Suarez.
And that's in the past, ain't it now? Those full seasons got him hurt. And he had seasons where he didn't return.
Luzardo's got better stuff. There's no denying that.
Right.
But I mean, Ranger. How many times are we going to list that ERA in the postseason, right? And he's a gamer. He's a gamer. Ranger's a great pitcher. He really is. And we love the guy. It's just, I don't know. It's almost like, what do they say? What's that saying? If you love someone, you'll love someone when you can let them go, right? Help me out, Slim. You're better with these sayings.
They come back.
No.
If you want to find out if you love someone, let them go and see if they come back.
I think that is one, but it's more like a breakup quote where it's like when you truly love someone, you can be happy for them to go. I mean, now we're really stretching this out here, but it's a really common saying, and you're leaving me out to dry here.
Right. No, it's hate to see you go, love to watch you leave. Well, that's the only one.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a nice doo-wop song out there that probably describing what you're trying to get over.
Yes. What else you got for me, boys? Carry the show as I look up that saying, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless of how all this plays out, I think Bichette, again, for me, he has two question marks. If we're looking at 3 tiers, the offense is a home run, but his contract and money is an issue, and then his defense is an issue. I'm fine if we sign him and we keep him at second base. I'm fine with that, but then we can't be moving Stott over to third base. I think we got to eat the Bohm stuff until the middle of this year. That's kind of how I look at it, because I think our best team includes Harper, Bichette, Turner, Bohm, and really, man, you're saying the Realmuto won't come back, but if we could do it just for 1 year,
I agree. And so this is the saying here. And by the way, I'm sure there is 1 billion 16-year-old girls that have this on their Instagram as we speak. If you love someone, let them go. Or if they return, they were always yours. And if they don't, they never were. So that's how I feel about Ranger Suarez.
Yeah, that's a long saying.
Yeah, let him go. He deserves it. Let him go. Let him fly away.
We'll see.
You guys check out the Phillies broadcast schedule, like NBC and all. They have like 4 games on there or something. I think
did see that. I
for
did see
Sunday
that.
Night Baseball. So be on the lookout for some live streams.
So which games were they? Which games were they? Which nights? So we know which nights are going to be the Sunday night games.
Well, it's a Sunday night, yeah. So that's the day it is.
Yeah, what's the date, dude?
I think the first one is I think it's in April against Atlanta.
Okay, so that's quick.
Maybe.
Should we tease some of the stuff we got coming on for this year?
Yeah, I think so. Some watch-alongs, right?
Yeah. So guys, we are leveling up our live watch-alongs like big time this year. So we're really excited. So anyone who's been a Red Rider and been following this show for a while, we have done live watch longs where we literally just watch the game with you, right? We stream, we watch the game, we hang out in the same way that you see the show right now. But we are leveling up this year. We're going to do a whole produced production where we're all three of us are going to be in the same room. We're going to have all types of engagement opportunities, giveaways, you name it. We might even have some special guests that we watch games with. Stay tuned. So 2026 season is going to be a big level up one for us. So stay tuned, guys.
Yippers. Maybe, like you said, a couple surprise guests might be jumping in, watching it with us.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited for this year.
Gonna have some state-of-the-art graphics coming for you.
So
Year
odds
two.
and ends. So Red Riders, I just did a 3-day fast this week. Pros, cons. Pros, anyone out there? So we're in our 30s, right? And we played sports our whole lives. You got the whole joints, back pain, all that stuff. So I'm feeling inflammation all the time. After that fast, I felt a lot better. Slept better. Joints felt better. Cons, absolutely sucks not eating food, especially for 3 days. I dreamt about food for 3 days. I was dreaming about Iron Chef. I was dreaming about Domino's Pizza. I don't even eat Domino's Pizza, and I was dreaming about it. So, yeah, the 3-day fast was interesting.
Yeah, like, dude, can you like watch TV?
Dude,
Because everything, there's a commercial with food on it every other goddamn. If it's not car, it's food.
Yeah, it was bad, dude. It was really bad.
And you didn't have, so did you drink? You drank water?
I drank water. So this was what I did. I drank water, tea, and a little bit of electrolytes. That was basically the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went about not 72 hours. It was probably like 30 something hours or 36
lot.
hours. It was a long time. But I made that lemonade.
Okay.
It was water, fresh lemon juice, just squeezing lemons, and like cayenne pepper. So it was basically just like pepper water and
damn.
just a little bit of like I think syrup in there, and that's all. I just drank that. It was spicy, and it kind of helped. It kind of helped me like not be starving, you know.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like I've noticed my cravings are they're not as strong now because you kind of just like flush your body of obviously everything, right? So
Yeah,
you're
my
not craving. Yeah.
You can look at my face, but my cravings have been getting the best of me over here.
Are you carb? Are you carb guy or like are you like sweets guy?
I'm both. I'm both. And the worst part is
Primarily
carbs. I would probably say carbs. Yeah. Because at least with the sweets, I can keep the sweets out the house, you know, and then during the day I won't go out and find them.
Yeah.
What ends up happening though is trying to do good all day, and then 8, 9 o'clock, just instead of just staying in bed, or 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, instead of just going to bed, not eating anything, I'll end up eating a whole like second dinner.
You're a muncher.
Yeah, I think that's like we were all for work for 2 weeks. Just went back Monday. I lost like 15 pounds from I stopped work on the 19th.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like out, like doing stuff with the club and all. But I wasn't home, like not at work, but not eating as much. But I was back at work this week, and I see myself. They have like a little candy jug right there as I walk in the office to like go get like paperwork, and it's sitting right there. And I think that's I can stay away from there.
So you think the candy jug?
Yeah, because I wasn't.
You're crushing that usually, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
got it. Yeah,
because I wasn't eating like a ton. Like I was still eating over the last like couple weeks, but nothing crazy. And I'm like kind of like I do at work, but without them sweets.
Yeah, sweets are. I mean, they're horrible. They're great, but they're horrible for you.
I had a conversation with my doctor. He's the man. He's super holistic and all that. And I said, doctor, I was like, it's hard. I'm like, I'm trying not to eat sweets, but I'm a teacher. And, you know, the kids, we have pretzels and the kids have birthdays. They bring in cupcakes. He looked at me. He's like, I'm a doctor. He's like, Big Pharma comes in all the time with cakes and all this beautiful cookies and insomnia and crumble. He said, you just got to say no and not eat it. He's like, that's what it comes down to. So
He had no
yeah,
time. He had no time for the
he
excuse.
did not. He did not. He did not feel my weakness. He doesn't have that weakness that I have.
So my thing is one word: Wendy's. That's my thing. I'm a road dog on with work. I'm driving all the time, and I got to eat, and I go to Wendy's.
Dude,
So,
Wendy's has fallen
Spicy
off.
chicken sandwich?
Right?
spicy chicken sandwich.
Wendy's has fallen off. I think is
Really?
Yeah. In 2026, I think Wendy's approval rating is as low as it's ever been.
So Chick-fil-A just crushed them. You think?
Chick-fil-A crushed them. I think the consistency of their spicy chicken sandwich isn't there.
Okay.
Sometimes
That's
you get
fair.
a nice chicken, like little fillet that's like nice and crispy, and sometimes it's more of that circular patty,
Like dry.
like a Tyson, where it's like it almost feels like a chicken chunk instead of like a breast.
I got you. All right, boys. We got one more question here. We can close things down here. So let's close on this, Jacob. Here's a question: if the Phillies do sign Realmuto, do you sign another outfield bat? What do you think, boys?
Oh boy, man, this is a question I haven't even been thinking about because it's a lot of thought. I think our outfield's set. I think in right field we're going to see some Racones. That's been my solution, right? I think we're going to see some of these young players come up, Crawford, Racones, and like it or not, I think they're going to let Marsh play a little bit as well, right? So
Well-
that's where we're at. And so no, I don't think we sign another bat.
So I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast or not, but I remember looking at different pieces they could sign for like outfielders early on in the offseason. I read this week that there's maybe a chance of going in after Randall Grichuk,
Mm-hmm.
and he's somebody that you can platoon with.
Right.
But after, I don't know. I don't know if they need another outfield bat.
Yeah, they got Garcia, right? So they got
Yeah.
Garcia. We had Marsh. They're going to give Crawford a chance, and then you're going to see Kemp and Racones, I think, a little bit here.
Well,
Guys-
Marsh can't hit lefties, guys. So people are thinking
Neither can
platooning-
Garcia.
Either can. I think Grichuk actually, because I think he sucked against. He
Yeah,
had
right.
reverse splits, right?
Everyone sucks first lefties. Welcome to
Yeah.
the club.
Yeah, I think Grichuk had reverse splits. He's usually good against righties though. Excuse me, against lefties though. So, but last year he was not. So that was a negative. And by the way, talk about a nightmare for you to say.
Yeah,
Slim.
Gerchuk.
Yeah, that's going to be a nightmare for you.
Yeah, Randall Goodchuck. Hopefully he signs with the Angels. I don't ever have to say his name. And again, he'll fall in that famous $7 to $10 million infamous Philly signing. So let's stay away from it. I was super happy when I saw. Here's another name. Is it Rob Reinfinder, the other outfielder that was being
Rev Snyder, yeah.
Rev Snyder? That's another guy I didn't want, and I'm happy he didn't sign here. So, yeah, I don't want any of these. These marginal players. I want to see if our young guys can get it done.
Welcome back. Look who we got, boys.
Yo, Brianna Torres, how have you been?
Welcome back.
What was the old bit? Phillies play Thursday.
That's right. That's right. Whatever day of the week. So we still. I'm not even going to go down this rabbit hole, but
If you know who Brianna Torres is, you're officially on the deepest part of the red corner iceberg.
Yeah, you're the reddest of riders. You're the reddest of riders.
And if you ever identify who Brianna Torres is,
Give us something else, Brianna. Give us something else.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up here. So last year, Grichuk stunk against righties last year and lefties. So.
they're a bad baseball team last year, the Rockies, right?
Yeah, so one of those things. Should we close it down?
Yeah, we're at the 90-minute mark. That was a nice show.
Yeah, guys, thank you for hanging out tonight. We are back to Sunday night. So sorry for Eagles Nation. It's now Phillies time. So we are taking back over our live Sunday night slot. So If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You know it helps. We'll be back every Sunday night, 7 p.m., all year long. Go Phils, and we will see you soon.